1954 Chevy Bel Air. It was purchased from the owner purchased it in Milford. Really nice, beautiful blue car. Most people who probably watch this series know I'm a big fan of blue. Those are my favorite color. This is sky blue over here, and it has 24,000 miles on it, as well as original vinyl seats. These are all original here. Very nice seats, been kept up very good. Yeah, this person really loves blue. Look at the big dice here. Oh, great dice. I'd love to have those blue dice. This is a 1965 replica Cobra here. Vinyl seats. And it's a beautiful little car here. Beautiful car, just beautiful. Okay, sir, tell me a little about yourself here. What's your name, and tell me the car you got here. You got this big, beautiful red car here, over here where I'm looking at.
It's a 1938 Nash. I bought it May 30th of 1974, and it had a Buick motor in it, 55 Buick motor, Pontiac transmission rear end in it, and I drove it home from Deer Park, and within a month I had changed it over to all Chevrolet, and it's got power steering, power disc brakes, air, tilt wheels, 6-way electric seats, hand controls. It's got everything but power windows. It's been I've had 3 different colors. I first painted it brown, then it was gold with brown fenders for 25 years. Now it's a red with detailed in purple. And it's got hand controls on it, and I get Show and Shine Calendar Award almost every year, because the most I've ever went was 37 cruise engine car shows in one year. Oh. So I go a lot, and I drive it myself.
Oh, okay. Now I also want to talk to you. You drive this thing yourself, and you've had this since. So you're coming on up on the 40th anniversary of this car.
Right.
Of you having this car. Did you live in Hamilton in 1974?
Yes, I live in Hamilton.
Did you live there in 1974?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you lived in Hamilton your whole life?
Place.
Wow. Yeah. Now, you got this car, and of course, things have changed, I guess, since then. I mean, you got the internet, you got Craigslist, all this stuff, people retrieve cars. You know, how people buy the cars, get on the internet, whatever. The ads and stuff. And how did you retrieve this car again? You saw an ad or what?
Well, I was riding motorcycles, and I wanted to quit riding motorcycles, and so I sold my Harley. And this guy that when I lived in Deer Park for 2 years, he came and he had this car in the garage, and if he would have kept it 10 more days, he would have had it 10 years. And I went down to his house because I knew it was in the garage, and I talked him into selling it to me. Found out he only paid $300 for it, and I offered him $400. Him and his wife got into a pretty big argument over it, so I ended up with the car for $400.
Really?
And got to drive it home, and the rest is history. And I have it May 30th of next month. I have it 40 years.
So next month, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
I was wanting to talk to you. What kind of memories have you had this car? I mean, what kind of memorable trips you've been on and everything else with it?
Oh, we've been to Gatlinburg. I was in the Hamilton Street Rods with it. I've been in the Rumblers car club that started in 1955 and still a member of it. My kids growed up going to cruise-ins and car shows. My youngest were twins, and they was only 6 months old.
Did you have children when you bought this car?
Yeah, I had 4 kids.
When you bought it?
When I bought it, yeah.
Okay.
Had 4 kids, and they all rode in it with all the cruise-ins and car shows. And my kids growed up with nothing but memories of my old car.
What about your grandchildren? They rode in this car?
Yeah, none of my kids or my grandkids, either one's got cars, but they go with me quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but Yeah, me and my wife's got a lot of memories in it. We made love in it, and
Oh, wow.
we did the whole 9 yards.
Woohoo. Way to go.
Yep. I mean, I got to tell it like
Why don't you go ahead and open the car door? We'll see what we got here.
How you doing, buddy? Pretty good, Eric. What I do is I put this rug down
Uh-huh.
to keep my wheelchair from hitting the rocker panel and put nicks in it. Then I take my slide board and I put it underneath of me, and I grab a hold of it and pull myself in.
Okay.
And that's how I get in it.
Oh, that's how you get in it?
Yeah, that's how I get in it. And then I have somebody I raise up and have somebody put my air cushion in it, and then I raise the seat up to make me go up a little bit higher so I can see better.
Okay. Now, you want to try to get in now, or do you want to pass?
Yeah, it's a little hard.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. So, all this interiors now, you got this purple now. How long has this purple been in the car? This purple...
My son and my ex-son-in-law did the upholstery 10 years ago when I changed colors. And because it was gold with brown fenders for 25 years, and I went with red with purple trim and purple and red and purple interior.
Ah, that's great. Great. Thank you for your interview, sir.
Well, thank you.
No problem. Okay.
You gotta get near you.
Okay, what are you guys' names?
Dave and Roseanne Dietz.
Okay, you guys married?
Oh yeah,
How long?
almost 42 years.
Congratulations, it's a long time. It's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
And you got a car here. I just want to talk about it.
All right.
What is it like a business? Was it like a business car or what?
No, it's a tribute to the race cars of the 1960s.
Okay.
That's the way they used to run down at the track years ago when they drag racing. It's
when
a
they
tribute car.
Yeah, I know. Where I've seen this like videos of that, like where the girl was standing in the middle of the cars and go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just want to know, how did you come across this car?
I bought this. It was in a lot. In a hot rod lot, and I had seen it for a few months. Just kind of grew on me, and I had to have it, so we just bought it.
Did you question his decision at all?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I trusted him.
She takes care of the house. I take care of the cars.
Okay, so who is the more car enthusiast, you or him? Or you or her?
I'd say it's probably a pretty even match there.
Pretty even match, really.
Even match, yep, absolutely.
Yeah, because I've seen several couples here who told me, like, the wife just kind of tagged along, like.
Well, some of them do because they take them out to eat or whatever, and they kind of tag along. But there's a bunch of them that are enthusiasts big time like us. We hardly miss anything if we can help it.
Yeah, you come here. Are you guys from Hamilton?
No, we're from Middletown.
Oh, Middletown. So do you come to the show often?
We'll probably be down here 2 or 3 times a season, maybe more. Just depends on the weather and what else is going on.
Okay.
We do a lot of shows and a lot of other cruise-ins. It just depends.
Okay. So you bought this car. Now it's for drag racing. Did you ever race a lot as a kid or anything like that, or
No,
teenager?
I've had it down the track a couple of times, but we've never really campaigned it as a drag car. We like traveling in it and going to cruise-ins and that, just hanging out with our friends. That's what we do. Show it all.
What about
Let everybody else enjoy it.
What about 1960s or 1970s or whatever? Do you ever drag race then?
Well, I raced a lot whenever I was a kid, back in the late 60s, early 70s, but it was mostly street racing then. We didn't do much of the drag strip, couldn't afford to pay the entry fee. So we just run each other down on 73 there in Ohio, or in Middletown and that. Just weekend drag racing.
How many races did you actually win?
Hell of a lot less than I ever won. Lost more than I ever won. I never was into it to win so much as I was just for the enjoyment of going fast. Never did have the money to get really competitive, but doesn't stop you from having fun. You don't stop playing poker because you lose all the time. Keep playing so that maybe you'll win someday.
What kind of cars do your friends have? I mean,
oh well, there's all kinds of them down there. 55 Chevys. Buddy sitting over here, you got a 66 Vet, and his dad's got a 40 Chevy or 44. And we got a buddy that's got a 41 Willys and a 48 Cadillac and a 29 Essex. I could go on and on and on.
Now, this car here, you said it's a
64 Pontiac Tempest.
64 Pontiac Tempest. And who drives it more, you or you?
Oh, I drive it all the time.
Oh, he does drive more.
She drove it before. We made a video of this car. Oh, it's been 8, 9, 10 years ago. We made a video of this car with another car I had. She drove it then. Other than that, we always go together, so I drive.
Okay, so has it had like any work redone to it, or like I mean?
Oh yeah, about the only thing that's the same on this car when we bought it is the color, the paint. Everything else has been redone. The interior's been redone, the motor's been redone, the wheels and everything's had 2 different rear ends put in it. The wheels is different. Like I said, the only thing that's the same is the color on the car. Other than that, everything's been changed since we've had it. We've redone everything.
Didn't you do paint job or anything like that?
No, never have put a new paint job on it. It's paint job. We've had it 10 years. I think the paint on it's like 12 or 13 years old, something like that, maybe more. I'm not real positive.
Okay.
But it's been around for a while. The car come out of Georgia. It was built in California, manufactured in California, but it ended up in Georgia. And then a friend of mine bought it in Georgia, put it on his lot there in Middletown, and then I was working for him part time. It just kind of grew on me until I had to have it, so I went ahead and bought it.
Oh, great. Great. Have you guys ever done internet shopping for cars or anything like that?
No, not really. Not really. I've looked on there on Craigslist and this and that, but as far as shopping for them, we really never have.
Oh, okay.
Once I'm kind of I guess you call me a car hoarder. Once I get one that it works and I don't have to work on it and it takes me from A to B, I'll drive it until I get real sick and tired of it, or something a whole lot better comes along cheaper.
Well, maybe it's better to be a car hoarder than a house hoarder.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You ever watch that show, Hoarders?
No.
Oh my God.
I've watched it. It's something else.
Those houses are unlivable.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead. Let's open your car door and see what we got.
What's that tongue?
Yeah, it really hurts here, seriously.
Yeah, boy.
Now, this is it's all nice and green. What kind of seating is this stuff? What kind of seating you got here?
What kind of seating?
Seating, yeah.
Oh, seating. It's a full bench seat.
Full bench seats.
4-speed bench seat, 2-post sedan type car.
Okay.
It's not got. It never did come with bucket seats or anything like that.
What are you guys' favorite kind of seating for a car? I mean, what you guys like? You like leather, vinyl? What kind of stuff do you guys like?
I like the cloth because it's a lot cooler. If you're gonna run vinyl or leather, you're gonna have to put air conditioning in it, especially around here. It gets so hot, it's miserable in them. But if you put the cloth in it, it's a lot better, a whole lot better. I'm not much for running around with the windows up. I like them open so I can hear the car. Absolutely. So
you're not a fan of AC?
Yeah, in my everyday car I am, but in this, no. Now someday I would like to have a street machine, something like that van or something like that, a 33 or 34, something like that. Then yeah, I'd probably have air conditioning on that. But I've still got pretty much of a lead foot. I'm not ready for the old man type hot rod just yet.
Well, you say you've been married for 42 years. You guys have both been around for a while, obviously. I mean, because you're adults then. So, how many cars you guys had through your lives? What kind of cars you guys had throughout your life?
Jeez.
A couple dozen at least.
Oh, a couple dozen. You better think about it again.
Yeah.
I've had 64 Chevelle when I was a kid. I had a 57 Chevy, had a 60 Chevy. Recently, in the last few years since I've been out of the military, we just sold a 70 Nova a few years ago. I had a 79 Malibu that we did everything with that car. We showed it, we raced it, we traveled in it. I bought this car we've had a little over 10 years now. I've got even my station wagon I drive every day has got an LT1 Corvette motor in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's air conditioned car. It's a 94 Caprice. It's an old car. I don't have anything new. Everything around the house is old.
Well, where did you like? If you like went to a car lot, like what would be your favorite kind of cars? I mean, what kind of your favorite kind of car lots to go to? What kind of car lots would you recommend? I mean, there was
for new cars, or old cars.
Well, I bought a used car in 2007 from Rose Chevrolet, which is a really nice. Very nice place. They great cars.
Right,
I mean, used
right.
cars are great.
Right.
Now, I see a lot of car lots in Springdale and stuff like that. So, what kind of car lots would you recommend or been to? In Springdale and shit, they're all over the place.
Exactly. Yeah. You're right about Rose. They've been around for a long time. They've got a real nice lot down there.
They do.
Hal Motors years ago, which became Pearson Motors, used to have a real good lot, but they're sold out now. They're Geiler Buick now out on in Middletown, but and they've got a good lot. They've got a lot of good cars. As far as hot rod cars, the best place to go for that is either to your swap meets, your car shows, or Merkham's has got a good amount of cars, and so does Mershon's in Columbus, or I mean, Springfield. They got a good place up there.
Springfield.
So, yeah. But most of the people right now are buying. They're doing a lot of them off the internet. They're doing them off eBay, Craigslist, over the internet, and shows like this. I mean, if you walk around out there, you'll probably find 10, 15 cars with for sale signs on them. And if they don't have a sign, they'll have it etched right in the window for sale with a price.
Yeah, right.
They'll have it etched right down here for sale.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys will buy a car, and the day they buy it, they'll put on it for sale, just see if they can sell it, make money, and buy something else. Some guys won't have a hot rod more than a month at a time. They'll have 15, 20 in a season.
What's the best car you think you've ever had, and what's the worst?
Best car I ever owned was that 79 Malibu I had. That was an all-around great car. The worst car I ever owned was a 61 Ford Galaxy Starliner. But that was when I was a kid, and I give that car hell. But now I would love to have that body style back to do something too, because it had a terrific body style. But I got a lot of friends that would give me a lot of heck for owning a Ford nowadays, because I've given them a lot of hell for owning Fords over the years, so I'd have to listen to them. That'd be all right if I could find a 61 Ford Galaxy Starliner. But I think the biggest car that I would like to have next would be a 56 Chevy Gasser.
Really?
That'd be the next car I want to have, is a Gasser type car. Straight axle, big fat tires on the back, loud, noisy, obnoxious motor in it, sucking gas and burning oil. That's what I want next.
What about you? What's the best car you've ever had, and what's the worst?
I think I like my Volkswagen the best. A 59.
59 Volkswagen we had when we first got married.
And my Opel in
And a
Germany.
little 61 Opel we had over in Germany. That was a good little car.
I don't think I had a worse car though.
No. You started dating me after I got rid of the worst car.
Yeah.
It was all good cars after that.
Is it? Well, it's like usually like the worst cars in your life is the ones like when you're a teenager or something, probably.
Not necessarily. That's not generally the case.
Like the first car or
when
whatever.
you're a teenager, most of the time when you're a teenager, you really don't have the money or the knowledge.
Well, I'm talking about like maybe
to
like like your late teens, early 20s. That usually the time we get the worst car.
Yeah. Well, nowadays all these tuner cars, the 4-cylinder front wheel drive, and the little 6-cylinder cars, they're making horsepower for pennies that we was spending hundreds of dollars to make years ago. Even nowadays.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're something else. They're awesome little old cars. They sure are. They're not for me, but for the younger set, they're making horsepower and they're working on them. That's enough for me. I just hate to see this die, the old cars die, or any kind of hot rod at all die away. But if they keep jacking the price of gasoline up, keep fooling with it, prices of the cars and all that keep going up, it's going to go by the wayside eventually. Us old guys are going to die off, and you young guys, you just can't afford $40,000-$50,000 for a hot rod car, to sit in the garage, do nothing with it, drive on pretty days and in the summertime.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows where it's going to end up? I don't.
Yeah, I heard gas supposedly. I heard gas at one time cost like a quarter or 50 cents a gallon or something.
When I first started driving, it was 26 cents a gallon.
Really? But I don't know people. I don't know. Well, I don't know how people are financially now. How people make money back then now.
You gotta understand. Whenever I was paying 26 cents a dollar or 26 cents a gallon for gas, I was making $1.75 an hour.
There's inflation. Yeah, $1.75 inflation.
Cigarettes
exactly.
was about 18, 19 cents a pack, but you're still only making $1.75 an hour.
Yeah, it's inflation. See,
now you make $20 an hour and the gas is $3.79 a gallon. It's about the same. I've regressed back to 1968 is about what's happening.
So,
And
yeah.
it looks better in numbers, but it's no different in 1968. So, and the gas today
keep
is
that in
so
mind.
poor.
Keep that in mind. A quarter a gallon, but $1.75 what you made. So it's inflation.
Exactly. Inflation to the max, exactly. Absolutely, no question about it. No question whatsoever. But it's all good.
Look, Boston, there you go. There's that Oldsmobile.